Well, hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. This will be my first video ever. I have never done anything like this before. So what I will do on this channel is I will post replays and hopefully even live commentate in the future as well, live record competitive Pokemon battles that I play in various draft leagues, which is what I do for one of my hobbies. It's really fun, and I hope some of you guys will enjoy that as well. So in case you are watching this video, I will assume that you already know what a draft league is. If not, you can look it up online. Same thing goes for competitive Pokemon. It's really fun, and so with that being said, let's go. This battle today is from what is called the Classy Pokemon Wi-Fi League. It's a Wi-Fi league, as the name already states. This will be the fourth match of the season for me. The first three I was not able to record because I didn't have a capture card back then. I did manage to win my first three matches of the season, while my opponent, Samuk Z, coaching the Vermont Victinis, has had one win so far, 2 losses, but all in very narrow matches, so I am expecting him to be a tough challenge. He is bringing to this match Azumarill, Darmanitan, Tornadus, Mew, Latios, and Cinccino. While I will try to be successful with my Aegislash, Mandibuzz, Noivern, Quagsire, Weavile, and Slowking Galar. Slowking Galar is new in my team. Obviously, like in each draft league, you are able to make trades. I picked up Slowking Galar from the Crown Tundra DLC that just came out. It's really interesting. Got a good move pool, good special attack, good special bulk, and also the completely broken ability in Regenerator. So I wanted to try that out. It does also have a very good matchup versus my opponent. He does not have a single poison resist in the 6 Pokemon that he brought. And I also have the Trick Room on Slowking, so I might even be able to get a late game sweep if the opportunity arises. So hopefully we can do some work with that. The other Pokemon that I have with me are Aegislash, choice spec set, really simple. Good typing, good defenses, hits hard as a truck. Mandibuzz, special wall, specially defensive, to take on potentially Mew and Latios. Noivern, offensive, Life Orb, Draco Meteor, Flamethrower, U-Turn, Roost. Quagsire, just an unaware wall, physically defensive, to take on Darmanitan and potentially Azumarill, assuming it's not a choice band set, in which case I just die. Weavile is jolly, offensive, fast, hits hard. He doesn't have very good resistances to it. He does have Azumarill, but Azumarill obviously I can nail that with my Poison Jab coverage at some point if Azumarill stays around that long, because Azumarill is always prone to getting weakened throughout a match because it doesn't have any reliable recovery. So hopefully I can put in work with that. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So with that being said, let's go straight into the match. I decided I was gonna lead off with Aegislash, because Aegislash takes a hit from pretty much anything and can almost kill his entire team basically. So he leads off with Cinccino, which, Cinccino, it's quite a good matchup, should be quite a good matchup for Aegislash. He should be scared, I thought, but he decides to just knock me off and potentially die to close combat or Sacred Sword or anything. Which is why I thought he must be a Focus Sash set, making this decision, but as you can see, he quite comfortably takes a Flash Cannon, which is surprising to me, even after he knocked off my choice specs. So it seems like Cinccino has a little bit of bulk on it, but yeah. So this puts me in quite the bad situation immediately. So this play really worked out for him. I have to make a decision what I want to switch in, because now that Aegislash is in blade form, it cannot survive another knockoff, even without an item. And I don't want my walls, neither Quagsire nor Mandibuzz, to lose their items. So I decide to instead go into my Noivern, because Noivern does have the Roost. It does not necessarily need the Life Orb that much, and it is also faster than Cinccino in theory. But as the Frisk tells me, the Cinccino actually is a choice Scarf set, which, I mean, I was really surprised by that, given the fact that he did not seem to be scared of my Aegislash at all. So he just went straight ahead and knocked it off, potentially dying to close combat or stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, it worked out for him, so definitely a good play. At this point, I decide to roost up my Noivern. Now knowing that he is locked into the knockoff, I'm expecting him to, at this point at least, switch out, and I want my Noivern to be at a good health for a later game. He decides to switch into Tornadus, which, I mean, it's another surprising play for me, because had I clicked the Draco, which I could have easily done, he would have been 2-hit KO'd, I'm pretty sure, seeing as I'm also faster than a Tornadus. But yeah, I mean, it worked out for him. My special wall is Mandibuzz, and Mandibuzz is also immune to a potential Prankster Thunderwave, which a lot of Tornaduses like to pack, so I am gonna go out into that. He clicks the Hurricane, doing quite a bit of damage. I mean, that looks a lot, around 30% maybe, a little bit less. And I decide, I was expecting him to switch out. He does not be one to like switching out. So he clicks Toxic, which obviously is a bad misplay. Prankster moves do not affect dark types. He probably forgot that, or about that mechanic for a second. So yeah, that gives me the opportunity to go into my Weavile for basically free. And yeah, I mean, at this point he seems to be really stubborn with his mons staying in. Obviously, Azumarill is the obvious switch in, but seeing as he stayed in with several of his bad matchups up to this point, I decided to click the Icicle Crest just to be sure. Maybe he has the superpower or something, trying to knock me out, I don't know. But he makes the right play, the good play, going into Azumarill, takes the Icicle Crash quite well, 20% maybe. But yeah, I'm not unhappy with that at this point, because I'm still trying to make Weavile into my late game win con, and for that to be the case, I need to weaken this Azumarill quite a bit. So any damage is helpful with that. But Azumarill being in also means that I have to figure out what to switch into that thing. So I don't have many options. Quagsire would be the obvious answer, but if he is Choice Bandit, I will be just blown away by that thing. So I'm at this point just hoping that he is not. He clicks Player Off, and it turns out that he is indeed not a Bandit set. Which leads me to believe that he might be the classic Player Off, Belly Drum set, which would be good for me, seeing as Unaware Quagsire does not care about that at all. I can't remember what I clicked right now, I didn't watch, but probably Recovered, because I need my Quagsire to be at good health to take on Darmanitan and Azumarill. And again, I am expecting him to switch out, because he can't afford to take an Earthquake with this Azumarill, because after an Earthquake it would be in Poison Jab range of Weavile. So, and after that Weavile really just kills his entire team. So I was expecting him to switch out here into maybe Latios or something, but he does not. He does instead knock my lefties off, which, Yeah, I mean, it definitely works out for him because he weakens my only answer to Darmanitan, my only real answer to Darmanitan. So seems to be all working. At this point, again, I'm assuming now that I'm at almost full, he will switch out to Latios or something else. And I don't want Latios to get a free switch in, which is why I keep clicking Toxic. If he stays in, his Azumarill will be Toxic, which is also very good for my Weavile. And if he switches out, his Latios will not get a free switch in. But he still keeps on staying in with his Azumarill, which he now reveals the Lumberry. And I was so surprised by that. I've never seen a Lumberry Azumarill. Very, very good set in this case. Definitely caught me by surprise and puts me in a terrible situation because the next player off actually has a chance to knock out my Quagsire. So, and I can't afford that to happen because I need Quagsire for Darmanitan. But also, I do not have a switch in, so I will decide at this point to try my luck, to take the roll and hopefully be able to recover my Quagsire back. Which is exactly what happens. I get a little bit lucky here, surviving with 3 HP and being able to get my Quagsire back. At this point, I'm just assuming that he will never switch out with his Azumarill. He must just not fear my Weavile, but exactly now he does exactly that. And so what happened basically these last couple of turns is just Azumarill lost its item and Quagsire also lost its item. Quagsire is back at full and Azumarill didn't take damage. Yeah. So now he's immune. At this point I want to, instead of my Manibus, which would be the designated switch in, I decide to go out to Slowbro Galar because it should also, with its natural bulk, be able to take a hit from you, and I want to get off some offensive pressure right now with the Sludge Wave, because I didn't really have any offensive momentum in this match so far. Yeah, he, luckily for me, he decides to go for Energy Ball, which I resist, making me even more confident in my ability to get off an easy Sludge Wave, and he really doesn't have good switch-ins, as I said various times now. Which is also the reason why he's probably thinking a little bit about it. Yeah, but there's definitely something is gonna take a lot of damage right now, and I can still at any point switch my Slowking out, get my Regenerator back and have it for the potential late game. So he decides again to switch his Tornadus into this special attack like he did in the early game with Neuver. In this case he will actually eat this attack, so as you can see, it's a 2-hit KO. Seeing as he showed me the Hurricane and Toxic so far, I'm at this point assuming that he does not have any physical offense, so no knockoff or anything, so I decide to stay in and try and 2-hit KO this thing. Which, as you can see, I take this Hurricane quite comfortably, and luckily the confusion that he got did not end up mattering. I just break through and knock out the Tornadus for the first kill of the match. Slowking still at a decent health, coupled with the Regenerator that it will get. So it's still definitely worth keeping around. Yeah, now he goes into Darmanitan. Darmanitan is just a no-brainer for me. It always means that I need to go to Quagsire. Fully expecting him at this point to go for U-turn because, I mean, Quagsire was quite obvious. But instead he does just go for Flare Blitz. Yeah, meaning that Quagsire does quite... I mean, it still does just quite a bit of damage, considering that I'm defensive and resist the hit. So now, still, he switches out, which is definitely the right play. But I do not make the right play here. I go for Toxic, and that's really bad for me. He makes a very good play going into Mew, which means, on the one hand, obviously his Mew will be poisoned, which is annoying for the Mew, but in return he gets the poison back with the Synchronize ability on my Quagsire, and that's bad, because I need Quagsire for Darmanitan, and I need it really badly. And I can't stay in now, so I can't recover. So yeah, that was just a misplay. The Toxic, I clicked it way too quick, didn't think about it, and got punished accordingly. So switching into Mandibuss on the Mew, and he makes another very good play, clicking the Ice Beam, and just knocks out my Mandibuss clean. I mean, he got a critical hit. That definitely mattered, because my Mandibuss, as I said, is max special defense. Even if he was a choice spec set, I would have been able to take that hit and go out, pivot out into Aegislash or Weavile. But, you know, Pokemon is a game of odds, game of chance, so you can't ever complain about stuff like that. And yeah, so just having one sec less in Mandibuss at this point, but nothing to complain about. So this gives me the opportunity to go into Weavile, making another bad play, as you will see. I clicked knockoff, and that's also really bad, because I mean, I didn't calc, so I didn't know for sure, but I was heavily suspecting that thing to be specs, because if it wasn't specs, it wouldn't have knocked out my Mandibuss even with a crit. So I should have just anticipated that he had to switch out again into a Sumeru, and clicked the Poison Jab to 2-hit KO it. But I didn't. Instead, I clicked the knockoff, and Sumeru was not in range of Poison Jab. I didn't have a switch in, meaning that I just lost my Weavile, and that's bad. Weavile was a very good win con for late game. Yeah, my bad. Not very well played, but you know, what can you do? Noivern, yeah, I will just try and pick off the Azumarill now, and he lets me do that, because, which, I mean, it's probably the right play, because Azumarill at this point is not that useful anymore. And this also means that my Noivern, he does not have any Draco Switch in left, so I am free to spam that in the late game. So Noivern is my new win con, coupled with my Slowking, my potential Trick Room Slowking in the late game. Yeah, he decides to check my Noivern with his Cinccino, which, I mean, I would be able to take a hit from this Cinccino and knock it out, but I don't want to do that, because now that my Quagsire is basically gone, I need Noivern at full health to take a hit with Leblitz from Darmanitan. So I decide to go out to Aegislash, and he makes this play, Tail Slap, and this finally is a play that really costs him, because obviously, as we saw earlier, he's a Choice Scarf set, so now he is locked into this normal move, and he does not have any switch in left on his team for Shadow Ball, so everything that will come in will die. Mew will die, Latios will die, Darmanitan will die, so he needs to sack something, and I will not let him be the Cinccino, the thing that he sacks, so I will just keep clicking Shadow Ball even if he stays in, because I mean, at some point, if he does this for like 5 turns just to timer stall or something, I would at some point click Flash Cannon, but right now I will still keep clicking Shadow Ball, waiting for him to switch out, which at this point is exactly what he does, probably hoping that I would now click Flash Cannon, but I did not do that yet, so his Latios just comes in to, you know, it's also a new recruit from him, from the DLC draft, but it just came in to say hello and then just got yeeted. Yeah, now he can bring in his Darmanitan. Yeah, I mean, at this point it's really just a trade-off. Darmanitan comes in, gets a kill, Noivern comes in, gets a kill. So I'm at this point debating what I want to sack. Quagsire is probably not going to be able to take 2 more hits from that thing, even though it resists the Flare Blitz, but it's poisoned and it's a little bit weakened, and yeah, I mean, as we saw earlier, it does quite a bit. But I still decide to sack my Quagsire at this point, because Quagsire, it really doesn't give me any offensive momentum compared to Aegislash, which can still annoy the Cinccino, and it still gets a kill every time it can click Shadow Ball, so yeah, that's why I go into Quagsire here. As you can see here, it's quite close. It's actually probably a roll, whether or not he knocks me out with this next Flare Blitz, but yeah, I mean, I will happily take that chance. I click Recover here, which probably, I mean, I could have just clicked Earthquake. Either way, doesn't end up mattering because he gets his roll and knocks out the Quagsire. But as I said, it's at this point it's just a trade-off. Now my Noivern can come in, and seeing as he is probably locked into the Flare Blitz, is what I'm assuming, and is actually now confirmed with the Frisk. He is a Scarf Darmanitan. Yeah, I can just get a kill right here with the Draco. 9 out of 10 times, obviously, because you know, it does only hit 90% of the time. But it's, as I said, Pokemon always a game of odds. So he makes the right play, in my opinion, sacking his Cinccino. A very good play. Cinccino was definitely his least useful remaining member. Sacking that was good. So now he can bring in his Mew or even his Darmanitan if he wants to do that. But probably his Mew at this point, which he ends up doing. So now at this point, I wanted to click U-turn at first, but obviously I'm still fearing, because I haven't calced the damage earlier, that he might be a choice Scarf Mew, and in that case he would be able to knock me out with Ice Beam. I don't want to risk that. Should he click Ice Beam, I can go into Aegislash right here and get a kill with Shadow Ball, but he does not. He does make another good play, clicks Thunderbolt, so his predictions were at times really on point, I must say. It's really good. Yeah, so I have to sack the Aegislash, get off the last ditch effort, Shadow Sneak to weaken the Mew some more, while he proceeds to knock me out with the Thunderbolt. But at this point, the situation, all the stars have aligned and the situation has arisen so that my Slowking Galar should be able to take a Thunderbolt. It should be able to get off the Trick Room, and once it has done that, it can then hopefully clean up the game and kill the Mew and the Darmanitan in the back with Surf. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna try for now. Obviously I have to take a Thunderbolt. I cannot get crit, I cannot get paralyzed, because then obviously bad things can happen. But as you can see, none of that happens, no crit, no para. I take the Thunderbolt quite comfortably. I still have 2 Life Orb hits left in me. So this is, at this point it's basically GG. The timer is already knocking on the door. But in this case it really doesn't matter. I can just click Surf twice because Mew's that low, and Darmanitan will obviously always get knocked out by a quiet Life Orb Surf. So yeah, I mean, ends up really close, this battle, this match. He made several very good predictions, very good plays, very good, cool Lumberry set on a Sumeril that ended up working for him. Obviously he had a couple of misplays like the Toxic versus Mandibuzz, but I mean, we all make misplays. I did several as well, but my new recruit, my Crown Tundra Slowking, gets the sweep with the Surf, so just 10 seconds before the timer would have ended the battle anyway. Yeah, so very cool match, very close match versus Samuk, definitely a GG. I will be keeping you updated on my matches in this league from now on, so hopefully you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.